Donald Trump will continue to drain the swamp, rack up achievement after achievement for the American people to make America great. And just breaking hours ago, Senator Susan Collins announced that she, in fact, will vote to confirm Tulsi Gabbard as the Director of National Intelligence. A big win for Tulsi. Here now with more, White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt. Karoline, great to have you. Great job on your first day. I think you brought a little shock and awe into that room yourself. How'd you like it?
Well, thanks so much for having me, Sean. And I loved it. You know why? Because I work for a president who is getting things done, who is delivering on the promises he made to the American people, and who speaks the truth. So I'm so humbled by the outpouring of support I've heard from people across the country saying, you know, we're doing such a great job at the White House. Well, it's easy to do a good job when you are acting on common sense and you are speaking the truth. And that's exactly what President Trump is doing every single day.
Canada, Mexico, Panama, Denmark, Colombia, Venezuela, all have given in to Donald Trump. They've all caved. And, well, also over the weekend, not a small note, he did kill a bunch of ISIS terrorists that did not get a lot of media play.
That's right. There is so much good news, so much winning out of the Trump White House right now that the mainstream legacy media can't keep up with it, because President Trump is signing executive order after executive order, delivering on promise after promise, and implementing fundamental change of our bloated bureaucracy and our corrupt government here in Washington, D.C. He was given a once-in-a-generation mandate by the American people to govern and to fundamentally transform Washington, and that's exactly what he is doing. And we finally, after 4 years of chaos and mayhem and apologizing for America, have a president again in the Oval Office who is standing up for America. And this is what it looks like when you have a leader of our great nation who uses the leverage of the United States, who understands that since our nation's founding, we have been viewed as that shining light on the hill. We have been viewed, rightfully so, as the best, proudest country in the world. And President Trump is not afraid to say that or to use that for the American people's benefit. And that's why you have seen so many countries around the world in just the matter of 2 weeks cave to President Trump's demands. In the past 24 hours, you have Canada and Mexico agreeing to help secure our southern and northern borders. And these tariffs that President Trump threatened to impose on both Canada and Mexico, and they were sign, seal, deliver, I may add, those were retaliatory tariffs for the last 4 years of treatment by Canada and Mexico of our nation. They have allowed an unprecedented wave of illegal deadly drugs and illegal criminals on our territorial borders. And President Trump said enough is enough. He is standing up for the American people. Too many lives have been lost at the hands of illegal migrants and Chinese fentanyl flowing through our nation's borders. And he got Canada and Mexico to step up to the plate to surge resources and personnel to our territorial borders. And America and the American people will be safer because of it.
Never mind terrorists and cartels and murderers and rapists and American victims that I'm shocked Democrats don't seem to care a lot about. I did fail to mention we had hostages released out of Venezuela. I don't think most Americans, Caroline, even knew about that.
No, they didn't. It happened on Friday afternoon. The legacy media went home, I guess, or they didn't want to report on more good news coming from the Trump administration. But Rick Grenell went to Venezuela with two very clear directives from the President of the United States. Land repatriation flights of illegal Tren de Aragua gang members who have infiltrated our country under the Biden administration. Get them back to Venezuela. Done. Rick Grenell did it. And number two, return the 6 U.S. hostages who have been held captive in Venezuela and the previous administration never even talked about. Rick Grenell, on the behalf of President Trump, using President Trump's negotiating leverage, was able to get that done. And then in that same day, we took out ISIS fighters in Somalia. Again, a story that the mainstream media doesn't want to cover. And then Secretary of State Rubio, who's doing a phenomenal job on behalf of President Trump, secured concessions from Panama. They are no longer going to charge U.S. Navy naval ships who go through the canal. And they also have said they are no longer going to be a part of the CCP-led Belt and Road Initiative. So these small wins are racking up for the United States. And the entire world knows that America is back. And remember, 5 years ago when Joe Biden took office, that was his slogan. And we saw the deterioration of America over the past 4 years. But now America is truly back, and the world knows it. Just look at their actions.
A great job, by the way, welcoming in new media into the White House briefing room. I thought that was warranted. I believe legacy media has died. The biggest freak out on the left now seems to be about USAID. The Democrats, I'll go through examples. Senator Eric Schmidt put out $20 million on a Sesame Street show in Iraq. $56 million to boost Egyptian, Tunisian tourism, $40 million to build schools in Jordan. We'll tell more people about it more. Why would we be spending hard-earned American taxpayer dollars on items like that and more?
Because Washington, D.C. for far too long has been run by corrupt government bureaucrats who do not care about hard-earned tax dollars that the American people are working for every single day. And finally, it took President Trump and Elon Musk, who is serving as a great friend and ally to the president, to start digging through the books of this bloated bureaucracy here in Washington. And the waste, the fraud, the abuse is alarming. And that's why President Trump is making monumental transformative changes. He was elected to do that, and the Democrats are in complete disarray because they have become a globalist party who like to spend taxpayer dollars on useless priorities just to cater to the left's demands here at home, when the vast majority of Americans want people in Washington to be good stewards of their tax dollars, don't agree with these radical priorities of the left. And so that's why the president is going to continue to do this. The Democrats can either get on board or they can prepare to lose another election just like they did on November 5th.
I think we'll call, when you're on the show, the Washington Briefing with Karoline Leavitt. I think it's the perfect. We get an update on everything that's happening right now. A lot of good news. Karoline, we do appreciate your time. Great job. And we thank you for being with us.